As the world market has shifted and changed, and you've seen manufacturers shift their own manufacturing processes overseas and utilize more import products, we've seen that shift with rigging as well. So we've seen the quality and the standards, the manufacturing practices themselves shift and change. So there's still a significant stigma around import products, but our goal is to make sure that utilizing our standards, our practices, our established vendors, that we're able to change and shift the mindset even further to make sure that we know that we can get those quality products for you all. So for the products themselves, there's not much difference between an imported and a domestic product, at least with the products that we provide. The only real difference between import and domestic, other than maybe the color on some of the items, is going to be the price. So if you put a domestic shackle in a test bed and then you put an import shackle in a test bed, they should see the same results. What you're ultimately looking for are the working load limits and whether or not you're able to get the capacity out of that shackle that it says you're going to be able to get out of it. Import rigging products can absolutely be reliable, but that's all dependent upon the manufacturer and the supplier that's importing those products. ASME B30 is the specific standard that applies to all lifting and rigging items. All items, whether it's hardware, slings, hoists, they all have their own standards within B30. So those standards and regulations apply to the manufacturing processes and the products themselves, along with the rigging importer's own internal practices and standards, are what ensure that import products are held to the same quality and safety standards that all other products are held to. There are still plenty of products out there that you can find on the shelf and being used in facilities and on construction sites that don't meet the ASME and OSHA standards. This can be anything from shackles that don't have the appropriate markings to lifting and rigging straps that don't have the appropriate tags. So the best way to make sure that you're getting a quality rigging product is to understand those standards. And the best way for you to understand those standards is to do the research. And if you're struggling in that research, I'd recommend reaching out to your manufacturer, your supplier, so that you know what those standards are and that you are getting a quality product. Typically speaking, the import businesses are built on being able to provide standard, off-the-shelf, common-size products. And they do this by manufacturing them on a large scale. They keep little to no overhead, and that's kind of the way they go to market. Indusco has been importing products for years for lifting and rigging. So we've separated ourselves from some of the other importers in establishing our own practices and principles, making sure that our manufacturers utilize not only the OSHA and the ASME standards, but also our standards, which go a little bit above and beyond. We do our own testing once we get the products here. So we rely on our manufacturers to hold up to their standards in the manufacturing process. But then once we get them, we utilize our own randomly selected destructive testing along with additional inspections, both visual and dimensional, to make sure that the product's a good quality.